and access to the technical product specialists ready to help you with any challenge. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Buffalo Bills beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. They advance. They're at Denver next week. Josh Allen, 28 of 35, 273, a touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. Trevor Lawrence did throw for 3, but threw 2 interceptions in this game for Jacksonville. They were up 7-3, Buffalo 13-7, Jacksonville 17-13, Buffalo 20-17, Jacksonville 24-20, and then Buffalo won 27-24. That obviously proves how back and forth this game was with the lead changes, etc. And now Buffalo did what they had to do, which is continue to advance without Mahomes, without Jackson, without Burrow, and get to the Super Bowl. So can we officially say Sean McDermott off the hot seat and Josh Allen potentially could take this team all the way, or is he too banged up? How are we looking at Buffalo right now, guys?
Listen, if you're going to beat the Buffalo Bills, you better blow them out early. Because if it's close late and Josh Allen has the ball, the cape is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And the reality is that he's going to be better than your guy. I mean, that throw that he made to Brandon Cooks with 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth, ridiculous.
He's amazing.
And then on the tush push with his offensive lineman pushing him at the end. I mean, Josh Allen is a man. And the thing that he showed yesterday that impressed me the most was his physical toughness. I mean, the guy gets hit in the head in a scrum early on in that game. Got to go to the blue tent to check him to see whether he needs to go in the concussion protocol. Second quarter, he hits his hand on a helmet, throwing a deep shot to Keon Coleman. Then he runs the ball in inside of the 5-yard line for a touchdown. He bangs up his knee. Another trip to the blue tent. The physical toughness that Josh Allen displayed was impressive. And then, of course, the game-winning drive, seeing him manufacture that, seeing him engineer that. First time we've seen Josh Allen have a game-winning drive in the postseason. He's got 25 in the regular season. First time it's happened in the postseason across 14 postseason starts. So that was something new and something to add to the lore of what may be the best player in the NFL right now. Josh Allen proved a lot of things to me on that football field yesterday, and I absolutely can see a world where the Bills can punch their ticket to the Super Bowl.
No question.
They better, right? They better.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. They better, yeah.
And watching that game yesterday, obviously, same thing as UCC. You just got to tip your cap to Josh Allen. He's that great. He's the reigning MVP for a reason. You talked about it being his first fourth quarter comeback in a playoff game or overtime yesterday. He's tied for the second most fourth quarter comes back this season at 5. He's been doing it this season. He's been putting the cape on. He's ridiculous. They also ended the second longest postseason road losing streak in NFL history. So they're exercising some demons here. The Buffalo Bills are. But I don't know. I'm looking across the landscape of the NFL over the weekend with the games that happen. And man, did we have some awesome, awesome football this weekend. These games were great. And my biggest takeaway was Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills better get it done this year. And I know you've been banging that drum for a long time, but you see these various teams going down. They don't have to contend with the normal obstacles that would be in their way. You have him showing how tough he is and how great he is yesterday. You get a little boost of confidence going into Jacksonville, beating Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, who put up quite a fight against them. You've got that momentum, and you've got that guy under center. This is your time.
Yeah, and we talked about the tush push and that, 10 or 11-yard tush push. That was one of the most fascinating sequences of football I think I've ever seen. One odd move after another. So 4th and 1 at the Jacksonville 11. They go for the tush push, Buffalo. They ended up with 10 or 11 yards on it, or 10 yards because they ended up at the 1-yard line. It's the weirdest thing in the world because Jacksonville would have been better off if Buffalo scored a touchdown. Because Buffalo didn't score a touchdown, they in essence could run out the clock before scoring the game-winning touchdown. So in that moment, Jacksonville loses by Buffalo not scoring. Then Buffalo makes the decision to just go for the sneak right away. When I actually thought McDermott screwed up there, I thought you should have taken 2 knees, made Jacksonville take a timeout, and then tried to get in the end zone on 3rd or 4th down as the clock expired.
What?
100%.
No.
100% they screwed up.
No.
They absolutely screwed up in that spot.
No, they won the game. They didn't screw up.
Well, because Trevor Lawrence threw an interception. you give the opposition the ball back with a minute to go, up 27-24 if you're Buffalo. You didn't have to do that. They chose to give the opposition the ball back.
Yeah, but they got stopped on a couple of tush pushes before. You are talking about the #1 run defense in the entire NFL, so you don't give away opportunities to score a touchdown, sir.
I'm just saying.
You're out of your mind.
That's what I would have done anyway. Point is, then Trevor Lawrence gets the ball back, Jacksonville gets the ball back, and they cannot muster a game-winning drive, unfortunately, for the Jaguars. And yes, Trevor Lawrence is my guy. I think he's awesome. There were moments during the game yesterday he was awesome, other moments where he was not. So Trevor Lawrence's performance yesterday, how are we analyzing this? A guy who has come from behind against the Chargers in the postseason years ago. Smalls brings up that game all the time as like the most untold playoff game in history. The blown lead, the comeback, etc.
Because Herbert never wears it.
Right.
Well, he never wears it.
And to be fair, Lawrence never got the credit for the comeback because everybody's like, he's not as good as he should be. How are we now looking at Trevor Lawrence? Loses a home playoff game to the Bills, a game where obviously Jacksonville had the lead.
I think isolating yesterday's game is different than looking at the season in totality, because I think we can all agree, if you look at the full body of work this year, clearly Liam Cohen came in there and did something with Trevor Lawrence. In my opinion, he played the best football of his career down the stretch. He clearly took a step forward this year. And for them to be hosting a playoff game in year one with Liam Cohen, I think if you're a Jags fan, you should take a step back, look at the full view, and say, I feel really positive that we got the right guy in Liam Cohen and that this is a building block for Trevor Lawrence and for this Jaguars team moving forward.
Yeah, I thought Trevor Lawrence had a missed opportunity in that first half when they end up getting the takeaway off of the Ray Davis fumbled on the kickoff. You're talking about them having 4th and 2, low red zone. Trevor Lawrence on a zone replay decides that he's going to try to dive for it rather than power through contact from Shaq Thompson. They end up losing the ball, turnover on downs after they reviewed it because his shin touched the ground before he was able to make the line to gain. To me, those are the types of plays where Trevor Lawrence has got to be the difference for his team in a positive way. And he's still not consistently making those enough for me to say that this team is going to get to where they want to go, which is contend for a championship. And let's be clear about one thing. The Jacksonville Jaguars thought they could have this kind of season going into the offseason. That's why they traded away 2026 first-round pick to move up with Cleveland to take Travis Hunter. They thought they would be here. That's why they made the trade at the deadline for Jacoby Myers. They thought they would be in this spot. But projecting out what they're supposed to be moving forward, I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit skeptical. Trevor Lawrence, a couple of turnovers, and then, of course, in those key plays that you need your quarterback to make throughout the course of the game, he's not making them, especially when the guy on the other sideline is looking him eye to eye.
One other quick note, just from that game that we hadn't mentioned, end of the first half, I thought that was huge. Trevor Lawrence had an unbelievable throw to set up a field goal, and Cam Little, who never misses, missed the field goal.
Missed that field goal.
That was a huge moment. In that, credit to my son, Jaguars fan, he said it in the moment. It's a huge moment, and I was wrong about that because I thought they would be fine, but I guess I'm wrong. Anyway, all right, we've waited long enough. What? What's the matter? The Bears next. We're on Sportsman Life, presented by Progressive Insurance.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.